Nostra fam, welcome back. Big episode today. We are joined by the Chock, Anthony the Man Mundine. How are you, brother?
What's happening, bros? What's going on, man?
It's a good day to be alive, man. It's good to see you nice and healthy, keeping well, fresh cut. Shout out to Presidential Cuts, the boys down there at Carlton doing a great job. Mate, first things first, bit left field. What'd you have for brekkie?
Mate, I don't have brekkie. I don't have brekkie, bro. What I do, I've been doing this for the last 20, probably 30 years. I have like a energy drink in the morning, and then I have a bit of chocolate, and then I get my sugar levels sort of pumping, and then I hit out. I went for a 7.5K run this morning. So normally I do boxing or 7.5K run or my spa. So
Yeah,
always doing something, man. But I don't really have breakfast. I'm not only when I go away and not training or whatever. I'll have a nice egg and sausages or whatever.
yeah. Straight into the energy drink with a bit of chocolate.
Yeah, that's it, bro. That's it.
Pure adrenaline, baby. High on life.
That's it, bro. That's it, yo. But I've had it for that long. My body craves sugar, like craves.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
like even my whole career in boxing, I always used to, make the weight, drop the weight late in my prep. I used to stay 5 kilos over, and I used to drop the 5 kilos in the last 2 days. Like stupid things.
Holy,
Just
wow.
wasn't professional in the sense of diet. You know what I mean?
Yep.
A few fights I had to diet because I need to make super welterweight.
Yep.
But besides that, I wasn't consistent. I was always messing up. I was like the bad boy in school. I was like the bad boy in class, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Man, speaking of school, you went to Kingsgrove High, and that's sort of where your career started.
No, 1 year. My last year I went there.
Last
So
year.
I went to Canterbury Boys High for my first
Yep.
2.5 years, from year 7 to year 9. And then from year 9, I went to Cleveland Street High School in Alexandria.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yep.
think it's called the community school. Now,
Yep.
Alexandria's community school. All the black fellas were there. Most of my cousins and that were there. Wesley
Yep.
Patton and the boys. I went there for a couple of years. And then I went to Glebe High for 1 year.
Yep.
I was chasing my girlfriend at the time.
Did you care about school, mate? Did you get good grades?
I was only 17, bro, but I've had a taste, you know what I mean? And I wanted to get, I wanted to stay close. So
That's it.
I followed her to Glebe with my cousin Lindsay Munro, and then the last year the boys are playing. My St George teammates, a lot of them were going to Kingsgrove High, and my goal was to make the Australian schoolboy team, and so I said, "Fuck, that'll be good for me, for my chances to make it and try and win a Commonwealth Bank Cup back then."
Yep.
So we went there. We won the Buckley Shield for the first time in the school's history, and then we come to the quarterfinals in the Commonwealth Bank Cup. But I made the Australian schoolboys that year, so I feel like I accomplished my goal.
1993.
Yeah, right.
93, yeah.
93. And you signed for the Dragons the same year. You were 18.
No. Well, I was a Dragons junior, man, since 15.
Yep.
Since
15.
Harold Matts, SJ Ball. Back then, SJ Ball was only 17s.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
right.
Jersey Flag was 19s. So I went Matts, SJ Ball, Jersey Flag, and then from Flag, because it's only short seasons, from Flag I went straight to reserve grade, because it was first grade, reserve grade, 21s. And I skipped 21s, went straight to reserve grade. And then it's crazy. Then I sat on the bench for first grade after with the reserve grade game, and then I got my debut in '93.
Did any other clubs come at you? Apart from the Dragons?
Yeah. I met Manly.
Oh, really?
They gave me $5,000. Bob Fulton, and gave me some basketball shoes. I love basketball at the time. And they tried to secure me over there. Yeah. I sort of agreed, but then I reneged on my deal. Reneged, and I sort of didn't want to, because fish out of water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Over in the northern suburbs, I never fucking. I'm a southern boy, like over
Yeah.
Canterbury, St George area. So
Yeah, they're a
Okay.
different breed over that side of
yeah,
the
bro,
country.
yeah. And I was like, fuck, I don't know no one. But then soon after I left, they've sold my good mate that I grew up with playing footy with, Solomon Amona. And
Oh,
Oh,
really?
yeah.
and now he's married to my cousin, so we're close. We've always been close. But even I played juniors with him when I was young.
Yep.
Yeah. Did you support the Dragons growing up, or?
Um, nah, bro, I was a Parramatta supporter when I was
Right.
young,
Yep.
and with the Brett Kennys and Eric Groves, that sort of era, the '80s.
Yep.
But
They were your idols coming regarding
yeah,
footy?
regarding footy, yeah, and
Yep.
obviously I kept a close eye on the blackfellas. I liked Ricky Walford when he come through the Dragons
Good player.
in the late '80s, early '90s, and I actually played with him with Ricky. So in 94, 95, 96.
Yeah, right.
Yep. And so 93, you make the schoolboys. Following year, you make the junior Kangaroos.
Yeah,
And only 2 years after that, you're playing in your first NRL grand final. Well, it wasn't NRL at the time, but 1996 against Manly.
ARL, yeah,
ARL, yeah. Unfortunately, you lost that game.
yeah.
But what was that feeling like in those early stages, being so young, playing your first grand final? Did it sort of humble you, give you
The,
good
the
experience?
the emotions overcome me, man. Overcome me, and you know even before, if you watch the footage, even before the game when we're doing, I think, the national anthem, whatever, I'm fucking sobbing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
right.
I'm so like fuck, I'm here, like I'm on the big stage. I've sort of not that I was just there, but I I played a pivotal, vital role in us being there as a team, because we wasn't expected to be in the top 8, and then we finished seventh, and then we played Canberra, Roosters, North, like 3 gun teams stacked with internationals,
Yep.
and I was a 21-year-old kid, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm carving these suckers like they were boys.
And you're
Yeah,
just
right.
taking the piss out of them. I remember
Not
some of
not
those
not
little.
saying that, but you remember, like, before, I was a 20-year-old talking about Daly's running on old legs. Like
Yeah.
he's only
Mm,
26. This bloke's only 26. He's
Mm.
coming to his prime, and
yeah.
I'm talking about he's running. So they must have had like and I know they had it was a fierce rivalry. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Mm,
It was like combative to me. It was like preparing me mentally for boxing as well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
because they were like the two superstars of the game, and I felt like I wasn't getting my recognition
Yep.
and flowers that I should have been getting.
Yeah.
I was an elite junior, played all the, like you said, Australian schoolboys, junior Kangaroos, this and that. Was cocky, um, brash, and fuck, let's get it. I want all the smoke. I want Fitler, I want Daly, bring them all to me.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah.
mentality, and when we beat Daly, then we beat Fitler, then we beat the favourites that year, North Sydney,
Mm.
had Fairley, Florimo, Larson. They had a gun team. Matty Sears, and we got over them. I thought, fuck, we can win this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Mm.
What
The
about sorry, Deez, but what
No, you're
about
right.
the Super League, mate? The Broncos. I'm a Broncos fan. Talk to me about that sort of period. How'd you get to the Broncos? Why only a year at the Broncos? Yeah, in the grand final, obviously the Super League grand final. Talk to us a bit about that.
Well, what happened, bro? Obviously, there was big money. End of '96, Super League sort of come into play, and they were trying to break up the competition or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Have their own sort of competition. A lot of players were getting big money, and I
Yeah.
was a youngster, like a young gun. You know what I mean? So my management at the time, we actually signed both deals. I signed the ARL to stick with the ARL, and I signed the Super League to stick with the Super League. But I only took the Super League money.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right.
So
Okay.
I got a sign-on fee as well.
Yep.
So I think I got 100,000 sign-on fee to stay with to go with Super League.
Yep.
ARL offered me 150 to stay with ARL,
Yep.
but you know, I wanted something different. I wanted something new, and I feel like I just want. And then Canterbury Bulldogs, I trained there for 2 weeks before the Super League season, and I was supposed to we were going to deal with the Bulldogs,
Yeah. Right.
doggies, and because I with the Super League too, and but something happened, and my management done a deal with the Broncos, and then I trained with Bulldogs for 2 weeks, and then I went to Brisbane.
What was Brisbane like? What was the experience at the Bronx?
Yeah, no, it was good, man. It was good, man. Like
They were
the
stacked. That was a stacked team.
oh, we was a stacked team. We won everything that year. If we would have played Newcastle
Smashed them.
we would have pumped them, bro. I swear to God, we would have pumped them. I swear to God, mothers, bro. We would have pumped them. Like, but no one would come close to us that year. No one.
Yeah.
We won the World Clubs Challenge. We won the Super League Grand Final. We just won everything, bro. Like anything.
Yeah.
We had not just a stacked team, but a great bunch of lads too, man. Like,
What was the
Alfie-
atmosphere like at ANZ there?
Yeah,
Because that was like
good.
58,000. I was at that game. I was only 6 years old.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. It was crazy, but like, you know, you dream of them moments. You know what I mean? Like as a kid, you dream of them moments of playing in the biggest crowds with the biggest fans, and showcasing your skills and your talent, to that sort of audience. You know what I mean? So that was big, and in '99, I played in front of the highest crowd in the history of rugby league, and that was 107,000.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, against the Storm.
Yeah.
The going back to the ARL deal that you had, is that why you only spent 1 year at the Bronx and then went straight back to the Dragons?
Nah. Well, what happened? The ARL. I went to quarter a year. That's why. That's why I went to the Super League, because I wanted to play representing footy, like for Australia.
Yeah.
And I got picked to play in the nines.
Yep.
The nines before the season. They had nines, and I got picked to play in the Australian team. But guess what? I couldn't play because I signed the deal with the ARL, and I signed the deal with the Super League, and so I had to go to court, and
they wouldn't let you.
They wouldn't let me play.
Oh
They wouldn't let
no.
me play. So that's
What a joke.
I was chasing recognition. I was chasing my flowers of my performances from a young boy, and as a young kid, even going changing schools to be with a good footy team, to chase my dream to play for Australian schoolboys. I was chasing. All I want to do is play at the senior level with the Australian team, and I was by far. I've been ready since '96. Since '96, I've been ready, but unfortunately, circumstance and a bit of politics, and I feel that the way I was as a man and what I stood for as a man, especially with my Islamic beliefs and my political beliefs, I feel like, and my mouth, the main thing, played was again. They were like, "We'll pick you up, but when we're ready." The system, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because
they wanted on their terms, even though you were ready.
Yeah. And when they said, I believe I would have stayed in footy, I would 100%. I would have picked one day, but fuck,
absolutely.
I needed to,
because that '99 you actually played New South Wales finally.
I played in New South Wales, but I was the best 5'8" in the league.
Well, you scored a try on debut as well.
Yeah, I was the best player in the league at that in that time, and then this is why I left. '99 season ended. I was the best player in the league statistically. Most tries as a 5'8", most blind breaks as a 5'8", most try assists as a 5'8". Like this is just ridiculous. And then so all that, and then they picked me in the national. I'm in the New South Wales team, but played me off the bench. I played hooker, played fullback, played like a utility player.
Yeah.
And I was still carving, doing well, but I just felt like I've been ready. And then at the end of the season, they had a Tri-Nation series. They went over to England to play New Zealand, England, and Australia, and they take a 42-man squad.
Yep.
No, and I didn't even get picked in that. And we made the grand final. We were one of the best teams of that year. Statistically, I was the best 5'8" in the game, and I didn't get picked.
Did they give you a reason why you didn't get picked?
Oh well, guess what? Chris Anderson got asked that question.
Yeah.
And in the paper, I remember, like it was yesterday, he said, I didn't get picked because of my off-field characteristics.
Oh, right.
Like, bro, no scandals,
No.
no bat hitting women, you know what I mean? No pissing in public, no scandals as far as drugs or whatever. Like, I was just a proud, militant Muslim, and a black fella, you know what I mean? And I just feel that they played against me, man. And it's unfortunate. That's why I left. And then I said I was going to leave on the end of '99. I was going to leave, but I said, "Fuck this! I want to come back. I want to train, have a mad offset, and want to carve up again."
Yep.
Then I started carving up again. My last 3 games, we played Newcastle in Newcastle. I carved them. We played Canberra at the SFS, carved them up, scored a mad individual try. Then played Roosters down at Win. And I scored the winner. We were down by 10. And I was like, fuck, to my head, I can't let him beat me. I can't let him beat me like talking about Fiddler. Yeah. And then I went, I had an injured shoulder. I had to go off, get a needle, come back on. And I set up a try, and then I scored the last try. And we won the game by 2. And then they were picking the test match, the Anzac test.
Yeah.
They're picking that the next day. Fiddler's out, Daly's out. I'm thinking, 100%. Inshallah, it's my time. It's my time. Everyone's hit me up saying, "Bruh, it's your time to shine."
Yeah, get us some tickets.
So I'm sitting in the car by myself, and they read the squad out, and they read the 5'8" comes. Wasn't me. So I thought, fuck, they're gonna do it to me again. They're gonna put me on the bench, make me a utility player again. The bench read, wasn't even in the team. So I was like, fuck this, I'm out. Then I went.
Who was the 5'8"?
Matty Johns. Like, I love Matty. Matty. Like, he's one of my brothers. Like, he's a good mate of mine.
Yeah, it's not Matty's fault.
But brother, it's not his fault. But no one's playing to my level at that time. You know what I mean? Nobody.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
And I was fucking the best of them. I was fucking them with no VAS.
And literally the day before,
on the biggest games, I was fucking them with no VAS, bar. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, you know what I mean? And that's what it made me hate rugby league. It made me hate the fucking game. I was like, I need to get out of this fucking situation. I went overseas to America because I played. I was a bit of a basketball player back in the day. I played. Went to tour the west coast of America, and we got built it out to this Filipino family, and I stayed in contact with them over the years. And I was only 15, and I stayed in contact. And I went back and seen them when I was 21. Yeah, and and when I was there, I just needed to get myself outside the.
Get the bubble. Get out of the bubble.
Yeah, outside the bubble, and have a look from a balcony view, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck this, man! I'm out. I'm chasing my other dream. I'm chasing my next dream. That's to be champion of the world."
So was that 100%. Like the final nail in the coffin? Or were you always going to go and chase boxing?
Nah, I was always going to go and chase boxing.
Yeah.
But I wanted to tick my goal of be representing the nation at a senior level. Yeah. Once I did that, I was on a bounce.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the system and they denied me that. You know what I mean? And I was like, fuck it.
Because I think before we touch on your boxing career, man, I know you were sort of 2005 reported that you were going to come back to the NRL. Is that true? Like, how close?
Yeah, well, I was, brother, you're not going to believe this. I'm going to tell you a story. Not many people know about this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, 2000, I fight Mikel Kessler. He's one of the baddest motherfuckers going around at that time. Super middleweight champion of the world, 28-0, like no losses. undefeated WBA champion of the world. I fight him in Sydney, and with I thought it was a draw, like, but I didn't do enough to win the title. But it was that close.
Yep.
You couldn't pick a winner. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Anyway, after that fight, somebody, I want to tell you who it is in a minute. Somebody we had a meeting. He wanted to meet me. So I went to me and Cody Nassar went and met him, and he was sitting down. He goes, how do you feel? This is on a story. It's going to come out in my movie. You'll see.
Yeah.
How do you feel about how do you feel about being the fly half for the Wallabies in the next World Cup? Guaranteed spot.
So what World Cup would that have been?
207.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
207. So he wanted to purge me to rugby.
Yep.
Eddie Jones, I'm talking about,
Yep.
and wanted me to learn my craft, and as far as back to timing and skill and get my power back and strength back and body back.
Yeah.
And play fly half in the 2007 World Cup. Now I'm done, bro. If I could have my time over again, I would have done that. Just to say,
Right.
just to show the people and the world
Yeah.
what sort of athlete I was.
Yeah. Three
right.
codes.
Three.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was a guaranteed spot. Like I said, do I have to earn it? Don't have to earn it. He goes, no, you're guaranteed. I know what you can do on a football field. I've seen your career from the Dragons and
Yep.
your footy career. I know what you can do. I believe you can do it. All I want from you is your hard work and dedication. I said, that's easy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
then
right.
he goes, you said, go away and think about it and let me know. And then a couple weeks later, I said, nah, I'm getting too good at this boxing shit, man.
Hey, look, who knows whether you made the right call or not? Yeah.
I'm getting too good at this boxing shit. But now that I think about it, I thought, fuck. Imagine I'd done that.
Yeah, that'd have been so
that'd
good.
insane.
Come that, played in the World Cup, and then went back to boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that'd have been fucking insane.
Yeah.
But
that would have been
you know,
crazy.
that's a sliding door moment, bro.
Yeah.
In 2016 and 17, you're actually still keen to come back and play footy. Like at this point, you're 41, 42, man. Like 2019, did you actually play for Matcherville Tigers, or is that?
Yeah, I played.
Yeah.
Played a couple of games. Set up a
Carve
couple.
up.
Set up a couple of tries.
You're like 45 at this point. Like this is crazy.
Yeah, for sure, bro. Like my mentality and my work ethic is different. Like if I truly wanted to put in the hard work, and I believe I can play at the elite level today if I wanted to, but it takes a lot of drive, takes a lot of sacrifice, takes a lot of time and effort. Yeah.
Do you think how much mental do you think?
Oh, fuck the 90% of it.
Yeah.
I believe I can come back and play now if I wanted to. You know, and I was willing to put in the work, but I'm not willing to put in the work. Like, fuck. I've done that. I've had my days, you know.
Fair, cool. Before we go into boxing, man, who was the best player? I'm going to put you on the spot. Who was the best player that you played with, and who was the best player that you played against?
I played with some good players, bro. I played with all of the best. Like I played with Joey, played with Alfie. That's hard to say, bro.
he's got nothing.
But probably the brother that I played with the most, and I thought his nicknames or his footy name suits him is fucking Raging Bull. Gordon Tallis. He was an animal, brother. Because we was on the same side in because you have a left side and a right side, defense or whatever, and attack. And we was on the same side. I was in the centers, and Kevy or Alfie was one in, and then Gordy. And Gordy just used to protect us. Anyone try to run at us, he just come over and smash them. You know what I mean?
Still remember that rag doll of Brett Hodgson. It just never
yeah.
So good. So good. Now, boxing, man. First fight, 25, only a year after you left rugby league. What I am curious about is like
Not even a year.
not even a year, yeah.
I left rugby league in April.
It was January, wasn't it?
No, I left rugby league in April.
Yep.
April was after the test. They picked that Anzac
Yep.
test. I left rugby league in April, and I debuted in July 3rd that year.
Holy.
Really?
So only a
Wow.
few months.
Yeah. So curious then. So obviously rugby league weight versus boxing weight.
Yeah, body
just-
transformation. What was
How?
that?
Yeah. What was that situation like?
that was crazy, bro. That was crazy. Well, I remember because as a junior, when I had 4 fights as an amateur as a junior,
Mm.
when I was 16. Because when you're playing footy year in year out, like all the boys that play footy at the elite level know what it's like. Even at juniors, you're playing football year in year out. You eat, sleep, breathe footy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, I was a bit burnt. I wanted a year off footy. I said, fuck, I don't want to play footy this year. I want to play a bit of basketball and do a bit of boxing. You know what I mean? So that's what I done. And my dad wanted to, he didn't want to fight under the association because I was after Tunstall was like known racist and, said some comments that, were pretty bad. And my dad didn't want to fight him. So the boxing amateur league just came out, and at that time, and he had a mate in New Caledonia in Noumea, that was putting on fights, and he hooked up me to have 4 fights over there in that year.
Yeah, right.
Crazy. How'd you go?
Yeah, I won all 4, and I was like, I was a 16-year-old kid, but I'm fighting like dudes that 18, 19 that fucking ripped as, bro. I'm like.
And you've barely had any training here. You're just like getting in the
Yeah,
ring.
no.
I had natural skills.
Like, I had natural skills because my dad obviously taught me the fundamentals, but he never spent a lot of time with me. You know what I mean? He made me learn, on the job pretty much.
So good, so good. And only in your 11th fight in 2001, you're fighting for a world title.
Yeah.
Like, did you think it was going to be that quick? Like,
Nah.
or were you just like, buzzing? You were just on cloud 9?
I didn't think I was gonna be. When I got offered because we just made the top 15 rankings, and then we got a call from the German champion Sven Otke, who was retired undefeated. He had 22 fights. 11 or 12 of those fights were title defenses. So he had 300 amateur fights. He had 2 Olympic Games. Like, he had crazy fucking experience, right? Crazy.
Yeah, right.
Like, by right, I shouldn't have been in the ring with him.
Yep.
But anyway, in saying that, I did what I did. I just never had the seasoning or the experience to match it with him for 12 rounds.
Yeah.
He got
Was
me
that a game changer for you though?
He got me in the 10th and stopped me and knocked me out. But if you guys look up Sven Odke Ring Magazine interview, I want all the listeners, all the people to look it up. Sven Odke Ring Magazine recent interview. He picked the best fighters he's fought, and there was 10 categories, like best jab, fastest hands, best defense, all this and that. Well, there's 10 categories. I appeared in 7 of them.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
And the last category was who was the hardest fighter he's faced. It was Anthony Mundine after 10 fights. You know what I mean?
Wow.
So,
did that fight sort of show you what your sort of level you needed to get to, or did you sort of already know what level?
I knew what I needed to get to. I didn't know. I didn't know. I just felt like, my ego and my confidence was a bit too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
At that time, I felt like I was ready when I clearly wasn't.
Yep. Okay.
Wasn't ready. It wasn't seasoned and all things like that.
Yep.
But so I went back after that loss. I went back and rebuild myself, and I got to a mandatory position to fight him again.
Oh yeah.
So now
Yes.
I'm more seasoned. I probably had another 10, 15 fights more. So I'm more seasoned. I'm
Mhm.
better. I'm better
Mhm.
skilled, etc.
Yep.
etc.
Mm.
So the WBA mandate him to negotiate with me to fight again.
Yep.
Yeah. And you are the first boxer
So
in history as well to
so
have. Yeah.
so I'm number one contender.
Yep.
Antoine Nichols number two. So he has to. We talk to. They make sound like he talk to me. Guess what? Like he does.
What's that?
Retire.
Ah, what a
Retire.
pussy.
Because now he knew. Now he knew I
Yeah.
was ready. Now it ain't gonna get.
He didn't want to lose that.
He wasn't prepared to take you on.
Yeah, he was. Well, he knew that I was gonna be a different beast. I wasn't
Yeah,
gonna get
different.
tired. I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
gonna get
Yeah.
tired anymore. I had more seasoning. I had more experience, and I was gonna give him fits.
I know the answer to this question. Do you reckon you had him? If you
What?
fought him again?
Yeah, 100%,
Yeah, yeah.
100%. 100%. It would be different. I wouldn't have got tired. I wouldn't have been fighting on instinct from round 6, 7.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
at that world title pace, you need that seasoning and that experience to go at that level.
For the
You
later
know,
rounds. Yep. Yep. Yeah, right.
And like you've obviously had your fair share of controversy, and you said your sort of ego, can sometimes, got in the way a little bit, but you do
yeah,
wear your heart on your sleeve, man. And
definitely. Man. Like
you think
I'm gonna go.
people misunderstood you?
Yeah, to a degree, yeah, 100%. But not just they misunderstood me, but I was painted as a fucking villain.
Mm.
I was painted as the bad boy. You know what I mean? I was painted as the one that was egotistic, that was arrogant, that was too cocky. But
Mm.
that's not me. Well, I'm just fucking
Mm.
confident. But when you meet me as a man, I'm a fucking humble, very
Mm.
humble, very fucking down to earth. Give you my time, give you my shirt off
Mm.
my back if I had to. That type of cat. You know what I mean? And
Mm.
but I just went along with the villain. At the end of the day, it made me more money than any Australian sportsman boxing in the history of
Yeah.
sport.
Well,
So
that's one thing no one can take away from you. The first boxer in history to have every single one of your professional fights broadcast on TV. And you've generated more pay-per-views than any Australian boxer since they've turned professional.
I
How good's
100%
that?
because brother, I split the public. You know what I mean? I got not just the sporting fans involved. I got the non-sporting fans involved.
Mm.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I got so they keep talking about Mundine Green. They're gonna beat Mundine Green. They ain't never gonna beat Mundine Green. And they got more subscribers today. They got KO today. They got more
Yeah.
Yep.
more popularity as far as their business.
Yep.
And they still won't even come close to it.
Oh, the population of Australia has grown by another 6 million.
That's
So
what I'm
still,
saying, bro.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And they're still having babies.
Deal. What is that the highlight of your boxing career though? Like fighting Green?
I mean, it was it's the most profitable.
Yeah.
Obviously, the most profitable. 2 fights, 10 million. Not
Yeah.
bad. You know what I mean? But it was definitely, I felt like in the first fight, we both felt the pressure,
Yep.
but
Yeah.
he folded, bro. He folded. You know what I mean? He folded, and I rose, and
Mm.
that's the difference. In the second one, he was better, but then again, I feel like I won that fight. He wanted to fucking all he wanted to do was punch and grab, punch and grab. I wanted to fight. You know what I mean? But
He just wanted to cuddle halfway
he
through.
wanted to cuddle, bro. He wanted to cuddle. You know what I mean? But I told him, and after that fight, I said, but let's do number 3. Let's make another 4 or 5 million and fucking call it a day. Like, have a trilogy. And, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, come on, bro. Still for our families, man, and our fans. I don't want to see. But I'll guarantee you I'll knock you out next time.
I love it. I've always wondered this. Did you two get on outside of the ring?
Nah, not in our prime, no.
No, okay, right. No,
We didn't see eye to eye. He obviously there's egos.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
thought he was better than me. I thought, I knew I was better than him.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, brother, it's all skill. Boxing is skill. No matter how you slice it and dice it, your skill will shine through. and I knew I had way more skill than him and better footwork, and everything comes from your feet, and that's why I wanted that number 3, but he wouldn't do it. So what did he do?
What about now? Do you get on now with
Nah,
him? Or?
not now we're sweet as a nut.
We're
Like,
sweet as, yeah.
Sweet as, but like we got so much
Respect.
mutual respect for each other.
Yep.
I love him. I love his son.
Yep.
He wants his son to fight my son. I said, well, bring it on, brother. Bring it on.
Yeah.
I'll get
So
my
good.
boy ready. I'll get my boy CJ ready. He trains.
yeah.
You know, he's got his boy Archie.
Yep.
Archie training all the time and getting ready.
Yep.
So maybe in 5 years we'll see that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because your
awesome.
son Anthony's like elite basketballer as well.
Yeah,
right?
he plays basketball. He's a more of a baller. But my eldest boy, Raheem, CJ,
Yeah.
he's the ones with the skills. He's the one with the hands.
Yeah, right.
He's still playing footy?
Yeah, nah, he's gonna focus on football, boxing this year.
Yep.
You're right.
Now, toughest moment of your career for both rugby league and boxing. Can you obviously rugby league's pretty obvious. You sort of mentioned that before, but what about boxing? Was there a really dark moment for you that sort of made you or broke you?
Didn't make me or break me, but I like to see myself as a perfectionist in the sense of my craft, and I saw one point I wasn't honing the skills of of my craft. You know what I mean? So when they lost to Garth Wood after he won the contender, showed that. You know what I mean? I was making mistakes in my game, and I was too sort of proud to fucking fix it, or too lazy, or just wasn't doing the work, wasn't paying attention to detail, and so that loss sort of put me in a dark place.
Yep.
And like you either get busy living or get busy dying, and I got busy living. I said, let's run that back. Let's run that back. New mentality, new game. Working on my skills. Work at seeing what I've done wrong, how I can do it better, what I need to do to get to win, and that's what we done, and we got the victory in the rematch.
Yeah. Now to lighten the mood a bit, funny stories. Surely you've got a few of them to share about your teammates or yourself. Is there anything funny like pre-game rituals, superstitions? Not necessarily you, but other players. Like, what do you got
a few? I can tell.
Nah, well, for me, like, I don't know when this started happening, but when I used to fight, my room had to be immaculate. Like, I had to make my bed, had to like put my shoes in the fucking right spot. You know what I mean? Like, everything had to be immaculate. The room. So when I left it had to
day
be
of the fight. Day of the fight.
day off when I leave. Yeah,
Trying to get an aura of like cleanliness or something.
Yeah, I know, bro. I don't know what it was. I don't know what it was, man.
Probably just the focus. Like,
it grew on
really
me.
Focused.
It grew on me, and I just stuck with it.
So before every fight, you're like, "Oh, that shoe's out of place. I need to fix that."
Yeah, I want to fix it. Everything's had to be perfect. You know what I mean?
Gotta make me bed.
I make my bed. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. What about other players, like or fighters? Like, do you know any weird sort of stories or superstitions? We had a few weird ones about eating coloured jelly beans and weird shit like that.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
No. Well, it's a bit.
No teammates did some weird stuff.
Yeah, I got.
Did Alfie spew before the game?
Yeah, he used to always spew.
Yeah.
Every game he used to throw up. Every game.
Yeah.
Like on purpose, he forced
on
himself?
purpose. He forced himself every game. Obviously with nerves and anxiety and whatever he was dealing with, but he always used to go to the toilet, throw up, and you hear relax. You know?
Easy, Alfie. You can have a beer later, son.
It's just a footy game, champ. Relax.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, too good. Now you've been on SAS. I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. Celebrity Big Brother, Dancing with the Stars. Like, what are those experiences like? Are they all for TV, or are they actually get you right?
They're pretty good. They're pretty like they're pretty real, pretty raw, man. Like I know, just great experiences. Different. You know what I mean? Like, obviously I'm not the elite in prime Mundine what I used to be, but I still keep myself in good nick.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
like, remember I was telling you about my body running off sugar.
Yep.
Yeah.
You had none.
When I was in SAS and when I was in SAS and when I was in
Celebrity, get me out of
celebrity,
here.
you can't. There's no sugar.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
they buy all the sugar, so I feel like I had no energy, bruh.
You couldn't
I had
handle
no
it.
energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Get,
I was like,
get me out of here, man.
Because I must admit, I watched
when
you
I was
on.
when I was doing the SAS, I
Yeah.
felt like my energy levels were down because I had no sugar, man.
Yeah,
And
because you were going all right as well.
I watched you on that, and I was surprised that you left. Like I
Nah,
couldn't
what
believe.
happened? But what happened? I'll tell you what happened. And I'm telling you, and this ain't made up or whatever. But I wasn't gonna do I wasn't like I agreed to doing the show
Yep.
and whatever, and we come to a deal with the channel, whatever channel it was, channel 10 or whatever,
Yeah.
and my auntie, she just got diagnosed with terminal cancer,
Oh, right.
and she lived with us, with me and my mum,
Mm.
and so I was a bit, the whole family was a bit down, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm in an hour whether I was going to do it. And
Yeah.
then I spoke to my mum and my auntie and that. They said, "Nah, yo, do it and just do your best and it'll, make us proud, blah blah." So I said, "All right." So I went there, done it, but I was mentally in my head. My head wasn't there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you always had it in the back of your head.
Yeah, my head.
Yeah.
Then my head wasn't. I was making mistakes that you fucking like. I would never make
Yeah.
the mistakes
Yeah.
that I was doing like on
Yeah.
on the test and the show and that. So I was like. And then it just got the better of me day in, day out. I wanted to leave the first day. And the bloke goes, "Come on, mate, you just got here." But Aunt Milton goes, "Come on,
Yeah.
bro, you just got here, man. You gotta be some inspiration for the black fellas and people that
What
look up
was
to
he
you."
like as a figure? He seems very,
Nah,
very.
he's a good lad. He's a good lad. He's a real good lad.
Yep.
Mm.
Okay.
Now, obviously, 21-year career.
Nah, that's only in boxing.
That's only in boxing. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, boxing.
But you started professional rugby league
18.
probably at 18. Yeah. That's a
18,
long
baby.
time, man. Like,
18.
how did you do it? How did you do it?
I probably, for me, it was just what I knew. You know what I mean? That's everything. It was my life. Like that's all I knew. Like sport and boxing. I agreed to terms that I should never agree to. Like with the Jeff Horn fight.
Yeah.
I fought Denny Green at 83 kilos. I went up. I was 76. And I went up to 83. I didn't even make 83. I made about 80. But Horn, I fought him next, and he won. He said, "But because he was a welterweight. He was coming up to super welterweight, but he wanted to meet me at just near super welterweight, and that's 71. So I had to come from 80 down to
Back
71." But
Jeez.
on the night of the fight, I couldn't be more than 74, so I couldn't put on 3 kilos. So I had to watch my fucking my limit of eating and things like
No
that.
chocolate that day.
No chocolate, bro. So I was like, fuck. I said, whatever, man. Let's make the fight happen. So,
Yeah.
but what happened there? As you get older, your resistance goes, and then doing that, being malnourished, you have no
Yeah,
resistance.
totally.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
yeah, caught with any sort of shot, you're gonna get fucking dazed.
Yep.
So that's what happened there. You know what I mean? And the same thing with Michael as a rapper. I was in the sauna for 6 hours before the weigh-in. So it's like infrared sauna. I was like 20 minutes in, 20 minutes, 5 minutes out, 20 minutes in, 20 minutes, like fucking about 3-4 hours, and then
Crazy.
So the resistance, the weight cut and the weight drop, sort of messed me up later. But me healthy, I still mess up everyone, but.
Yeah.
Is there an opponent that you didn't fight that you would have loved to have fought?
Yeah, we actually tried to fight him a few times. He was just here. I just had photos of him, had lunch with him.
Yep.
Joe Calzaghe, the great Joe Calzaghe.
Okay.
He retired undefeated. He was the best super middleweight of my time.
Yep.
In my era. But
Did
I
it get close? Did it get close?
Yeah, it got close. It got close, but for whatever reason it didn't happen. But I just wanted to test my skills against him. He was a very he was a lefty. He threw a lot of punches. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I reckon I would have went all right. You know what I mean? Not saying I
Yeah,
would have
okay.
won, but I just wanted to know how would I go against the best. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now you're turning 50 this year, man.
Yeah,
So,
50 and mate, 50 and mate.
Yeah. Any big plans?
I'm a beast, bro. I'm a beast.
No big plans?
Nah, not really, bro. Not really. Probably just have feed with the family. You know? You know
Nice.
what I mean? Just
Low
another year, bro. Another year.
That's it.
Yeah, you're very much a family man.
Yeah, bro. You know what I mean? It's just, I just kick back with the fam and have feed and just reminisce.
Yeah. Now this is the last bit of the interview, mate. So it's a bit of a mini quiz. So we basically ask you questions that we think you should know, but you may not know, depending on how well you know yourself. So this would be a bit of a test on the old memory bank. But it sounds like you're pretty across sort of what you've done. So let's see how you go. We'll start off easy. All right. Question 1. What is your boxing record?
Shit, bro. I think. Is it 48 wins,
Yep.
11 losses?
That's it.
Correct. 100%. Yeah. 48
That's-
wins,
what's
11
that?
losses.
That's 59 fights. 59 fights. Yeah.
Yeah, 59
that's
fights.
incredible.
But,
48 but I reckon 4 or 5 of them losses are wins.
Yeah.
Debatable wins. You know what I mean?
How many were KO?
Only 3. I probably got more knocked out in footy than I did in boxing.
No. How many did you win?
KO?
Yeah.
28.
Yeah, 28.
He remembers that.
I'm a beast, guys. I'm a beast.
How good. All right. Now, Super League Grand Final.
Yeah.
What was the score?
Oh, shit. I know we were 20-something.
Yeah.
I think it was 26.
Yes.
And I'm
I'll
pretty
tell you
sure Cronulla.
Yep.
We played Cronulla, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Cronulla.
yeah.
Yep.
Cronulla were, I think they were 8.
I tell you what,
Yeah,
Chock, you are
far
going
out.
well.
For someone who's having a guess here, it's not bad.
No, but
100% guess rate. Oh, but
Who scored a
who
hat trick?
scored? Yeah.
hat trick. Oh, that's easy.
The Pearl,
The Pearl.
baby.
Yeah, that Pearl. That's
What a
it.
player.
Pearl,
What
baby.
was he like? Was he?
He's a legend, bro. He's
Yeah.
a mad. He's a deadly brother, man.
Yeah. Do you know
He's
who
just
scored
that-
the other try?
The other try.
Yeah.
Now you're pushing my.
He played.
He crabbed across field.
Oh, you're talking about Hancock.
Yeah.
Michael Hancock.
Yeah. He
I
scored
actually didn't
the other
ask you
one.
before, Chock. Did you enjoy playing centre? Because you're a 5'8". Did you actually enjoy playing centre?
Well, brother, I played my whole junior career at centre.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right.
So I was a junior. I played my whole junior career at centre. You know, from under, well, not under 4s, but as you got older.
Yep.
From under 9, 10 onwards, I was centre my whole career. And then, obviously, Brian Smith, who was at the Dragons, saw that I could create as well as finish.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Fuck, he'll be a good 5'8". So that's when I went from centre as a flag centre. He put me in the reserve grade 5'8" straight off the bat.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I stayed at 5'8" from there on in.
Yeah, nice.
Last question for the quiz. 1999 State of Origin series. We know that Queensland retained the series. But what was the scores in
This is
each
tough.
game?
This is tough.
Each game.
This is the tightest Origin series ever, by the way.
Yeah, I know it was tight. Oh, far up. bro.
Remember the first game?
I know I scored the first try. I mean, one of the tries in the first game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 12-8.
Close. That was second game.
That was second game.
Oh,
Yeah. First game was 9-8.
9-8. Yeah, it was
9-8.
close.
And what about game 3?
And it wasn't a drawn series.
Yep.
Yep. You remember the
That's a
score?
close series, wasn't it? That.
Yeah, it was close.
There was literally 5 points across 3 games.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Insane.
It's close.
It was
it's
10,
close.
10 all. 10 all the last game.
10-all. Far.
10 all. 10 all. Now,
And
to finish off-
what was that? That was in Sydney, wasn't it?
Yes.
yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. What's next for the man? What are you doing now? What's the plans for the future? I know you've got, the knuckle fighting Tell us a little
Yeah,
bit.
I'm doing a bit of yeah. Well, I feel it's, the bare knuckle fighting is going to be sort of the next craze, the next sort of revolution of combat sports.
Yep.
And everyone who doesn't love a dig, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
100%.
at the biggest sporting games, as far as footy or soccer or whatever it may be, if there's a fight in the crowd, everyone's watching the fight in the crowd.
Exactly, 100%.
Not the footy game or the soccer game, you know what I mean? They watch the fight in the crowd. Even at a boxing fight, if there's a fight in the crowd, I'll watch that fight. You know what I mean? So everyone loves a dig. So I'm trying to, be a part of that revolution of the combat sports and bring some great entertainment to the fans down under.
Yep.
Doing that. I've got a disability services company with my sister. She's in that space, servicing, disability clients, Aboriginal, non-Aboriginal, doesn't matter what it is. It's called Miban Disability Services. And I've got MGM, which I, try and get brothers and sisters consistently working through construction and things like that. So, and I have a Monday mindset program, which is like mainly tailored to anybody really, because it's just about my story, my journey, and how I overcome and become the champion and the elite athlete that the best crossover sportsman of all time. Not at this time, not at that time, but of all time. How I achieved that through my choices.
Yeah, and you're stepping into the ring next month as well.
I'm doing
an exhibition fight.
Exhibition fight, yeah.
Tassie, is it Tassie?
Tasmania. Yeah. With a brother that fought as a kickboxer, undefeated kickboxer. He's younger than me. He's probably 39 or something like that. But if he tries too much, bro, I'll have to put it on him. I have to say, I have to say, no, bro. The man still got it, bro. Relax, relax. Nah, I was just having fun raising money for one of the hospitals down there that my mate Tassie Brown's mother passed away from cancer. Helped her out, so he's trying to raise a bit of money for that, and just showcasing our skills and enjoying fun, have a good night.
Awesome.
Yeah, beautiful.
Awesome.
Well, Choc, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, legend. Thanks mate.
So much for coming on. I'm sure the fans are going to appreciate the show, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, brothers. Mate, have a blessed year, brothers, and yeah, the man, bruh. The man. Never before, never again. I'll play for the Dragons for a reason, bruh. And that's why. Never before, never again. There'll never one before me, there'll never one after me. Assalamu alaikum.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.